Howdy gamers, old gamer guy here. Welcome to another Stalker 2 video. I'm up over 4 days on my save file now, and I finally reached Pripyat, which I believe is toward the end of the game. I'm still messing around with my contrast and brightness and HDR settings and all that, and I'm still not really happy with it, but I think the game is looking pretty good on my PS5 Pro. I have a couple of main missions here. I'm going to go check out this first one. But this video is basically my first full day in Pripyat. I arrived the night before. There was a big battle going on, and so I haven't explored much. And so this is my first full day and all the adventures that I got into. There's a controller right there. I was going to try to avoid that creature. So I went into this building, but I think he saw me. And so I ended up having to deal with him, but also some unexpected additions to the party. If you're not aware, controllers have the ability to create zombie soldiers out of dead bodies, and then they can also sort of psychically disorient you from a distance.
You will be destroyed. Brothers, cover.
I'm only playing on normal difficulty here, but I'm definitely panicking, as I'm sure you can tell. Certainly not impressive skills on my part. In fact, this video, I guess, could be sort of annoying for people who know what they're doing. But wow, I love this game. I cannot get enough of this game. But as you can see, I have a red mark there on my compass, which means there is a living human enemy still in the area. It could be somebody hiding. Sometimes the AI does do that, but this guy is just bleeding out on the ground. I finally added a suppressor to my Karod, which is the assault rifle I'm using here. The more upgrades you install, the higher your repair costs are, so I don't tend to upgrade very much. I'm just using the scope and the silencer on this gun here.
Are you nuts? I heard something. What are you doing here?
I thought those voices were a glitch the first time I heard them, but they are just weird psychic distractions from these creatures, which are called Bayun. I'll get a glimpse of another one of these a little bit later on. I wasn't sure that guy would be friendly, but I was in the building here looking for a particular person.
Delta team, rendezvous at the exact coordinates for points B or C.
So I got some coordinates to check out, and I found some armor to sell. This objective was here before, but these two down here, these are the coordinates that I just got from that message. So I'm going to go check out those next, but I decided to head back to the base and repair and maybe buy some ammo. I mentioned that there was a battle here the night before. I have already checked out all these dead bodies, but I wasn't sure. But I'm going to go in and repair and buy some ammo. Maybe I didn't buy enough ammo, though, as you're going to see a little bit later. But I'm going to head down this way and go ahead and put a marker here on this street. It's a nice day when I set out, but it's not long before the clouds roll in.
What was that?
I thought I heard a voice over there to the left, and my compass is still showing a red tint up there, so it's still sort of in danger mode. So yeah, I'm sort of nervous to move away from this tree, but I guess one of my main takeaways from this first day in Pripyat is that maybe I should be carrying a sniper rifle. Some of these shots I'm trying to make are a little bit further away than I would normally do. These things are an anomaly that move around, and I have read that they are attracted to the artifacts that you have equipped. So I decided to duck in here and remove those artifacts, but then stupidly when I left the area I forgot to reinstall them in my armor, so for a good portion of the day I was not using my artifacts. But never mind that. Here's an encounter that I'm going to have to run away from, except I can't run in this exoskeleton. I have not spent the money for that upgrade, and so this is the first moment where I'm thinking, man, I really wish I could sprint right now. I just realized I should have bought more shotgun ammo. Now I'm thinking, hey, maybe I can lure them into this fire anomaly here. But no, the AI is going to go around the building. Watch me do a double take when I realize what's happening. Man, I wish I could sprint right now, but you guessed it. Those dogs are not following me past that fire anomaly. I figured they were right on my heels, so I jumped on the car here, but they're not following me. They're going around the building to my left. So they're trying to head me off here, up here at this intersection. I had to run for a bit, as you can see, but eventually I did run into some other human enemies that started firing at the dogs and distracting them. There's another one of those Bayonne things joining the fun. It wasn't a pretty escape, but the dogs finally were distracted off of my scent, and I survived to loot some more. Kind of unusual to see only one soldier. The rest of his squad must have been killed, but I was close to the base, so I decided to go in and repair and definitely buy some more shotgun ammo. But then the color of the sky changed, and I realized we were about to have an emission.
There's an emission coming. Run and hide.
I am at a safe zone right here, so this is obviously the safest possible scenario. If you're away from buildings that can serve as shelter, then any mission can be a bit more interesting. You sometimes have to sprint and just hope you can make it to shelter. That has happened to me a few times during my playthrough. The NPCs are sometimes disturbed while the emissions are going on. They seem to be in some sort of pain. But right here is where I realized I wasn't using any artifacts. So the good news is I'm reinstalling some of them. But the weird news is, and I can't explain this to you, but for some reason I only installed 4 of them when I have 5 artifact slots. Maybe I was distracted by my phone. I don't really know, but never mind that. Let's take another run at these 2 objectives down here, and let's take another route. I don't think I'm going to see anything too surprising, but we'll get a little bit different scenery. Another lone soldier. You should not walk around Pripyat by yourself, man. Take it from me. But here's one of those situations where you run across the AI sort of fighting with itself, and you have to ask yourself whether you want to get involved or not. Right about here is when I realized that I had gone back to base and I repaired and I bought ammo, but I still did not pay for the upgrade that would allow me to sprint while wearing this exoskeleton. So I still can't sprint. I'm not sure if those humans over there were enemies or not, but luckily those death stalkers are distracted. There's some kind of a toxic anomaly in there, it appears. But I'm about to run into some more human enemies over this way. I really need to make a note to myself to bring a sniper rifle with me. Now I'm thinking maybe I need to conserve my ammo a little bit better, so I'm going to skip this battle. I'm taking a little damage as I run away, but they don't seem to pursue me, and eventually I'm able to move on. So it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'm close to one of the objectives. Unfortunately, I was not able to complete either one of these objectives, and I'll explain why in a bit. I can hear more gunfire and some of those pseudo-dog things outside, so I decided to duck upstairs and, hey, look at this. There's another exoskeleton, but I decided to hang out here and maybe see if I could wait it out. Eventually I decided to grab the exoskeleton and make a run for it, but I mentioned that I was not able to complete these objectives, and that's because I was misreading the clues on my screen. So when I entered the building and I got into that combat, the objective on my compass disappeared. But when I jump out the window here and I get far enough away, that objective is going to reappear on my compass. There it is. And so, yeah, there's another dead body in there that I need to search, just like I did earlier in the video, but never mind that. There's some more of those pseudo-dog things over here, and they seem to be fighting with, I don't know what those guys are, but they show up on my compass as enemies. But more importantly, I have just realized that I am out of medikits. I have a number of bandages, but the medikits are faster to use and they heal more of your health. The bandages are really for when you're bleeding. They stop the bleeding and they regenerate a little bit of health, but they take longer to use. So now I'm thinking of retreating. Unfortunately, the base is directly past those guys that are shooting at me. So I decided I needed to go the long way around and head over this way and hopefully avoid that combat. Maybe I can get back to the base, repair, buy some more ammo, and we'll see what happens after that. I didn't find any new artifacts all day long, but I did find that nice exoskeleton, and I just found a Gauss gun, which is a nice weapon. It's a little bit damaged, so I'm not going to use it right away, and in fact, I won't use it in this video at all, but I'll definitely put it in my stash. But now I am over encumbered, and I'm running across some more NPCs fighting. I almost got involved, but then I decided to turn around and avoid this battle also. I think that was the sound of the Gauss gun being fired there. But I decided to go back to base once again and repair, buy some ammo. I finally realized that I had a fifth space for an artifact in my exoskeleton here. And so I put the Gauss gun and the new exoskeleton away, and then I decided to go out and just kind of stay in the immediate vicinity for the rest of the evening. And I ran across this patrol here, and I decided to follow them for a while, and eventually we got into a little bit of a scrape with some mutants. So we have just about reached the end of my first full day here in Pripyat, and I am really enjoying it. This game has just really blown me away. There's a very different feeling here in the city. You get a lot of that same bleak and desolate atmosphere, but because of the buildings, it just doesn't feel so wide open. It feels much more constricted and even claustrophobic.
Now, show us what you've got.
But at the same time, I find myself wanting to carry a sniper rifle more than I really ever did earlier in the game. But as you can see, I'm not very far from the base. I'm going to go ahead and let this patrol move on and do their thing I'll put on my night vision goggles, and I'll sort of have another encounter here because there's apparently a poltergeist in this building. It threw a couple of objects, but I'll have to come back and deal with that some other time.
Okay, guys, we're closing up. Let's go back to whoever's left outside. Alright, that's it. Anyone who's still alive can come back in.
I love the ghostly sound of that guitar, but never mind that. Here I am at the end of the day, and I am finally remembering to purchase the upgrade that will allow me to sprint. And I'm actually using my new exoskeleton that I found. This is the Liberty exoskeleton.
Come back soon.
I'm sure I will, and I hope you come back to the channel. I hope you have enjoyed this video. This game continues to blow me away, but there are games coming soon that I want to buy, so stay tuned for that. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.